Steve, last week we saw some European downgrades. What's that going to mean for the market, and what's it going to mean for some of these countries?
Well, Matt, S&P took down their ratings on France, most notably from AAA to AA+. They also lowered their ratings on Austria, which was also AAA, Italy, Spain, and a few others. What that means is that those countries are less creditworthy than they were a week ago. The important thing to remember is that the market knew that they were less creditworthy than they were. They've been less creditworthy for months. The question now is, does Germany have more influence as one of the few remaining AAAs in the Eurozone? The real issue here is what's still going on in Greece, which owes more than 14 billion euros come March 20th, and will their bondholders agree to take a haircut on their bonds? That remains to be seen. That's a more important issue right now than the fact that France is no longer AAA.
Is austerity in the cards for some of these
That's the
sovereigns?
real issue here, is that can Germany now force even stronger austerity measures? The problem there is that you can't grow by cutting. And if these countries just keep cutting and cutting, they're not going to grow fast enough to be able to pay for the money they've already borrowed. So remains to be seen, still a test for the market. The stock market seems to be brushing this off and doesn't really seem bothered by it yet. That can change in a hurry, though, as we've learned over the past few months.
What about some of our own banks? This week we've got some banks coming out with their earnings. What do you see going on there?
Well, the bank earnings so far, we've had JP Morgan, Citigroup, and Wells Fargo report to this point. None of them have been particularly great. Wells Fargo, the best of a pretty lackluster bunch of bank earnings, with their earnings actually growing from a year ago. The problem is growth in the U.S. is very slow. It's hard to grow. So that means loan growth is not picking up the way these banks need it to. They're making less money in the markets because of what's gone on and the choppiness in the market and the difficulties in making money in that side of the business. Bank of America still to come this week on Thursday. We'll see what they report, but the street isn't expecting a whole lot.